Vrinda, Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chalo, let us continue and enter the Madhya Leela. Welcome to Madhya Leela. And some special announcement to see Prabhupada was very open in his Bhagavad Gita, but he revealed more of his desires in, we can say, Bhagavatam, but even more in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was very, very frank and more. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita class, something interesting coming up. Akshaya Tritiya. Remember that day. You can plan your visit to Mangalore during that time. Okay. And just keep it in mind. Start looking for tickets. We are planning 108 dikshas, 1,008 shelter, 10,800. What is the next thing? Aspire. Okay. So let us see if we can reach. Hare Krishna. I think Diksha we will reach. And now we are making a very nice team so that it doesn't take the time it is taking now. Within a same week, your application is done. A lot of people are making a lot of mistakes in filling shelter and rickshaw form, so that a lot of time it goes back and forth correcting. So we will make a video how you have to fill the form so that there is no mistake, and the language leader should check those things and then send. So at the office in the temple, whatever few devotees are doing that work, we don't break our head. Things are not done, questions are not answered. Then we have to send it to them back and forth. So much of time is wasted. Okay. We will simply say these are the things to be done as a video. You don't do that, we reject the application. In the next round, when it comes, we will take. We cannot just go forward again, 10 times they're going forward. This question you didn't answer, this you didn't do. Not like that. So we'll give a video how to fill, and you fill like that. Then that application will come after when you're doing the next initiation ceremony, so that people have some pressure not to make a mistake. And they check with the language leader and they can see that the mistakes are not there. It is fully filled. A lot of time of the devotees, they're doing this, went into correcting, again correcting. And people write, we have not read that, we have not read that. Then why you come for Diksha? That's right. I have not read harmonizing paper. Why you are applying for Diksha? Read and then apply. You cannot, it's not allowed to even sit for examination without that. So we'll have to have more video, more clarity, what is supposed to be done. But at the same time, those who are qualified, I want that they don't suffer, because now they suffer. Those who are properly filled form, they suffer for the people who don't fill things in time or not properly. Okay. So there was little element of desire, so expressing to you, all of you. Yusi prasadat agno api sadhyaha sarva gyatam vrajev sashi chaitanya devo me bhagavan samprasidatu. When a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore I am praying to the Lord for his causeless mercy upon me. I offer my respectful obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Lord Nityananda, who like the sun of the moon, they have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Garuda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sun and the moon appear beautiful, but they don't come together. But Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda compare to sun and the moon, and they arise together. So that is for the benediction of the world. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madana Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and the lotus feet are everything to me. You know that? He is in Vrindavan, when writing, he is taking shelter of his deities. In Temple of Jewels of Vrindavan, underneath a tree, these are the prayers. So we sing actually certain days. These are Sambandha Avideya Prayojana prayers. Take it. This is Sambandhana, this is Avideya, and this is Prayojana. The three deities of Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana, these are the prayers. Sambandha means my relationship to the Lord. Okay? And this is the process and then the goal. In the temple of jewels of Vrindavan, underneath the desire tree, Shri Radha Govinda, served by the most confident spirit, sit upon the effulgent throne. I offer my obeisances. So this is the deity for Abhideya, the process of devotion service, Govinda Deva, just like Krishna, as Govinda is teaching you Bhagavad Gita. That is Govinda. Madana Mohana relieves you from attraction to the material world and attaches you to Krishna. And Gopinathji gives you the ultimate pleasure of dancing with Krishna, Gopinath. May Gopinath, you attracts all the gopis. The song of this flute was begun the most melodious rasa dance on the bank of Yamuna and Vamsi Matabi Maskolopan. So Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, there's 3 deities of that, and this is the explanation. Jai Jai Gaura Chandra Jai. So many times we sing these 3 verses, meditating on these 3 deities, they involving 3 aspects of devotional service. Those who have some seriousness can try to cram these verses. That's really nice. Because many festivals we sing this, many prayers we do, the acharyas appear in Perseverance Day, we sing a set of prayers, you have seen that, and offer Pushpanjali, we remember these 3 verses. Jai Jai Gaura Chandra Jai Kripa Sindhu, Jai Jai Shachisuta Jai Dinabandhu. All glories to Lord Gaura Hari, the ocean of mercy. All glories unto you, the son of Sachidevi, for you are the only friend of all the fallen souls. All glories to Lord Nityananda and Advaita Prabhu, who all the glories to all the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya headed by Srivas Thakur. So taken blessings of all. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adiko. I previously described in synopsis the Adi Lila initiation pastime, which was already being fully described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. You see that. Original commentator is Vrindavan Das Thakur. Now, who is Vrindavan Das Thakur? To enumerate for people. Anybody can search and tell me who is Vrindavan Das Thakur. Yeah, Shreya Yadav, who is he?
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. Yes, so good. So he's taking his blessings because he is the first one to write Gaura Leela. And then he is writing, but it's always paying. So this is very important principle in spiritual life. Trinada Piswani China, more humbler than blade of grass. Always at the feet of the devotees. We say Prabhu. What doesn't mean Prabhu? Doesn't mean that. Prabhu means you are my master. So we, in fact, in temple, every devotee we refer as Prabhu. Any devotee comes to the temple, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what can I do? Respect Prabhu. So he's seeing that maybe even unconsciously often doesn't happen. You know, that's our nature. We do service. I have done better than the best. I am the best. I am better than him. That's our nature. That shows very not a Vaishnava quality. This kind of atmosphere is not Vaikuntha atmosphere. In Vaikuntha, there is no enviousness. You know, to be better than others, to super excel others. This kind of mode is not there. Always, I'm not qualifying. But by the mercy of Vrindavan Das Thakur, I'm going to write something. You see that attitude. I've therefore given all your synapses of those incidences, and whatever specifics ought to be related have already been given in that synopsis. To describe unlimited pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not possible. I now wish to relate the chief incidents and give a synopsis of those pastimes occurring at the end. I shall describe only synopsis that portion Vrindavan Das Thakur has described very elaborately in his book Chaitanya Mangala. And today now it is known as Chaitanya Bhagavata. Whatever incidents are outstanding, however, I shall later elaborate. You look at him again. Actually, the authorized compiler of pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Vrindavan Das Thakur, the incarnation of Vyasadeva. So it is here. Incarnation. Only upon his orders, and I'm trying to chew the remnant of the food that he has left. Can you see that attitude? This is Vaikuntha atmosphere. And not only this is taught in the book, this should be practiced. So our desire should be that to develop a community where this kind of atmosphere is practiced. And there will be some people who come to the community, like we were also part of the community of Sri Krishna in the spiritual world, but we are kicked out because it got disturbance to the community. So we also have to watch out. Somebody not following this etiquette of respecting other devotees. See how much respect he's having. We should have respect for every devotee and meditate upon his qualities rather than discuss on his back, his weaknesses and make fun. No. Then go to the middle world, go outside the community. Placing his lotus feet upon my head in great devotion, I shall now describe the summary, the Lord's final pastimes. For 24 years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at home, and whatever pastime performed during the time are called Adi Lila. Now, the first 24 years, Adi Lila, and what all things anybody can tell, we heard from the Adi Lila, we just finished yesterday. Anybody can tell one chief incident from Adi Lila which struck you? Anyone? Yeah, Shreya, which one? Tell one.
Converting Mayavadis into devotees of that Prakashan and the Saraswati and team all.
Actually, that happened later, but it is mentioned in Adi Lila. Take it, that happened later.
Okay.
But you're right, that is one pastime we read in Adi Lila. Thank you. Lakshmi, what was his pastime in Adi Lila?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, his pastime in Adi Leela was taking birth and introduction of the five God Tattvas, Guru Tattvas, the Jeev Tattvas.
That's okay. No, that is the book of Adi Leela. You are not talking about the book. In his first 24 years, what are the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, which was very...
He showed his divine form. He did his pastime, glorified his pastimes. He came birth and he did the same leelas and as what he did in Krishna Avatar. So he did, and he also converted Chand Kazi into. He had a course with Chand Kazi and gave superior knowledge. Also, he had a discourse about regarding the scriptures. He also accepted Nityananda, and along with Shivasika chanted, performed kirtans and performed other miracles also. So he also cursed his maternal uncle when along with the other Brahmins tried to defame Srivas Thakur, and also
what is the name?
Srivas.
What is the name of that offender?
I don't remember, Prabhuji.
Chalo, Manasvi, anything else? Do you remember? Did you like?
Prabhuji, his marriage.
See? Lakshmi, you forgot Narayana's marriage. Yes. Okay, anything else? Anybody else? Yes, Deepti.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, about Advaita Acharya, when there was the congregational chanting going on at his place, and he was so much in grief because his son had died. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, he says, "You did not tell me." He goes, and his son gets up and he says, I'm just rendering service, devotional service unto you. Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Adesh Uchil. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Jagai Madai pastime.
Oh, very good. Very good. That was in Adi Leela. Yes, Radhika.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think my favorite is, when he was born, the only lullaby which he loved to hear is Hare Krishna mantra. So that's the only thing which stopped him from crying, and he brought in that among the family and relatives. Probably that stunned me. And Nityananda Prabhu, even prior to coming, he plays with him as a snake. So that shows a unique link between both Prabhu. So these two are close to my heart.
Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. So, okay, so some memory, some recap from this. There are many, many more. Many, many more pastimes are there, but we missed. Okay. At the end of the 24 years, the month of Magha, during the fortnight of waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life, sannyasa. After accepting sannyasa, the Lord Chaitanya remained in the middle road for another 24 years. Okay, so 48 years. First 24 years Adi Leela. Next 24 years is called Shesha. Shesha means remaining. Okay? Whatever enacted is Shesha. And he took sannyasa at 24. That's quite an early age. His wife was very young. But we have to not look at his life in a material sense. Just like Radharani Krishna left. Okay? So it doesn't mean Radharani was in pain. She was in the highest spiritual ecstasy of separation. That is not to be commented on a material platform. Like Lord Sita was, or Mother Sita was, or lived by Lord Rama. To enjoy the highest relation of separation from Lord Rama. In spiritual life, Vipralamba Bhava is very advanced. Okay? Vipralamba Bhava is better than even meeting. Separation is better than meeting. The final pastime of the Lord occurring in his last 24 years are called Shesha, can be divided in two parts, Madhya and Antya. So the Madhya will take 6 years and Antya will take remaining 18 years. All the due to the Lord referred to the past according to these divisions. This is a division of Chaitanya Leela. The first 6 years of the 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India from the Jagannath Puri to Bengal and kept coming into Vrindavan. So he traveled South India, went to Vrindavan the first 6 years. So remaining now 18. So these are called Madhya Leela, first 6 years. Whatever pastime performed after that is called 18 years is Antya. So 24, 6 and 18. Okay, this is a 48 years. The pastime of the Lord therefore divided into 3 divisions, Adi, Madhya, Antya. I shall elaborately describe the Madhya Leela. He'll just give a brief synopsis in this chapter. For the 18 continuous years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri, that is the last 18, and through his personal way, instructed all living in it in the mode of devotional service. You are so fortunate reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. These 18 years at Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 6 years with his many devotees. 6 years he was quite engaged with his devotees by chanting, dancing, introduce a loving service of the Lord. They used to come every year and they used to be nice. Nam Sankirtana. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Nityananda Prabhu from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, to the Gauda Desha, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu overflowed this country with a transcendent loving service of the Lord. Nityananda Prabhu is by nature very much inspired in the rendering transcendent loving service to Lord Krishna, now being ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to distribute the loving service anywhere and everywhere. I offer innumerable obeisances at the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, is so kind that he spread the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. He is the first Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to address Nityananda Prabhu as his elder brother, wherein Nityananda Prabhu used to address Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his Lord. Because age is elder. Okay, later we'll discuss more. I think we already discussed Lord Nityananda in the Adi Leela. All the Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaramji himself. He nevertheless always thinks himself as the eternal servant of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, the mood is even everywhere, enjoying the attitude of service. Nityananda Prabhu requested everyone to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his glories and utter his name. Nityananda Prabhu claimed that the person to be his life and soul who rendered devotional service unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu introduced the cult of Sri Chaitanya to everyone without discrimination. Even though the people of fallen souls and blasphemers, they were delivered by this process. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent his 2 brothers, Sri Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, to Vraja, Vrindavan. See, by his order, they went to Sri Vrindavan Dham. And after going to Vrindavan, the brothers preached the devotional service and discovered many places of pilgrimage. They specifically initiated service of Madan Mohan Govindji. In fact, there are 6 of them. The 2 other leaders, Rupa and Sanatana. And Rupa Goswami actually met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first. Sanatana was arrested. So spiritually, in that way, he was taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first. So he is now among the 6th the leader. By various reasons also. Rupa Manjari, he is the original position also. He is the leader among the 6 Goswamis. Even though Sanatana is the elder by age. And they divided certain deities to search. Because Vrindavan at that time, sometimes we get a little confused and it's not that intentional, but it's quite natural that Vrindavan, the things were lost because of Muslim attack. It happens sometimes. But actually not, it was a Buddhism. The deities were lost. No temples, they could not serve the deities. They were abandoned. And when they came, the 6 Goswami, they were searching for these deities. And they make the temple. And after they made a temple, then they were attacked by the Muslims and the deities were taken to Jaipur. This sequence, please remember. See, I'll do this. Prafulla Patraji. Take care. Deepti Sahu, what happened, Deepti? Nothing. Okay. So now what happened? So this was the situation. So when Goswamis came, they were searching. And each deity was discovered in a magical way. Each of them. It's almost a magic. Rupa Goswami, he was searching for the Govindji deity and crying, "My Lord, please reveal, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" These were the deities which are installed by Vajra, the great-grandson of Krishna, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vajra. So grandson, son, great-grandson. He was installed as the king of Mathura when by Yudhishthira before he left this world. And he made Parikshit the king and Vajra Parikshit the emperor and Vajra the king at Mathura. And Vajra was a request to everybody that we so much intensely we feel separation from Krishna in Vrindavan. Can you make some temples of Krishna so that we can, again offer our loving feelings? So Vajra installed various temples, and these are all the temples established by him, Madan Mohanji, Govindji. And he was searching. The Goswamis, which came 4,500 years later after the Vajra's work, was searching for the deities which are lost over a period of time. And Rupa Goswami was searching, where is his deity? And he was crying. And suddenly one day one boy came, why are you crying? He said, I cannot find where is Govindji deity. Really? So why don't you search there? Why? I see the cow is giving milk there. The many deities, if you know the history of many deities, even in South India, but when they were lost below the ground, they were maintained by cows. So Krishna somehow, he has a very loving relation to the cows, so they take care of him when the deity is hidden. Deity doesn't need anything, it's independent, but allows service. So the deity was taking service from the cows. It's not that the deity is dependent on somebody. So the cows are doing the service of maintaining the deity, not known to anybody. Interesting. And these will definitely be Survi cows. So then what happened? Rupa Goswami went there, he opened the place, and he saw Govindji deity lying there. He became unconscious, could not believe Lord is there. And then he built a beautiful temple, huge temple in Vrindavan, which is called Radha Govinda temple. Later, the temple was, so 7-8 stories up, was broken up. Still, it is huge if you go to Vrindavan. But then, with the attack of the Muslims, the deity was taken to Jaipur, which is those who are in Jaipur, they've seen Govindji ka temple. Very huge temple. And the king was so happy when the deity came. He said, the real king has come. And the king used to daily offer all the accounts like a clerk in front of the Lord. And take every day seek direction to the Lord as to running his management. A very devoted king. And he built a beautiful temple that is still there in Jaipur. And he made a rule. Everybody has to attend Mangalarti, Darshanarti, and Sandhyarti. Everybody has to attend the 3 artis of the day. And people, even today, many people traditionally attend because that has become a culture of the city. I visited the temple many, many years ago. So I had in my heart that I think that was something like 2002 something. Then I had in my heart that when I make temple, I will name it Radha Govindji, and I will want the same culture. Now, public, I don't know, in the city, at least the community we develop should have this principle to come for the morning aarti, afternoon aarti, evening aarti. That will be beautiful. So this is Govindji. Madan Mohan deity was discovered as Sanatan Goswami, and this also had an interesting story. Once Sanatan Goswami was searching for this deity was actually originally discovered Advaita Acharya when he had come to Vrindavan. And that is another story. And then after that, he gave that worship to somebody. So Sanatan Goswami came. He could not locate where the deity has gone now. He doesn't have a phone call. Advaita Prabhuji, where you kept the deity? He's searching. And then what happens, he sees at a place, one very, very beautiful boy is playing with his friends. He's watching. He gets attracted. How can somebody be so beautiful? And then after some time, the play gets over. His eyes are following that boy. The boy went inside a temple. So after some time, he went inside the temple. He could not find him. But actually, it was a deity, Madan Mohanji, who was playing. So then he could identify, oh my God, what's happening here? And he saw that people who are doing service to the deity were doing in a very, very familiar way. Hey, khana kaliya, ilelo. Not like with temples we do with all the Pancharatrika Vidhi. We don't speak so familiar to the deity. So he instructed them, deity worship should have properly during the Pancharatrika Vidhi, blah, blah. He explained that. In the dream, the Madan Mohanji came, first scolded Sanatana. What is all this? Let them serve me the way they I'm happy with their service. But Sanatana, you know what? I want to be with you. So he said, see, the problem is this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given me a lot of work. I have to write so many books and all. I don't have time. No. Whatever you give, I'll accept. So, okay, that is the condition. No? Whatever I give, you will accept. So he agreed. And then the deity also came in the dream of that person who was taking care. They hand me over to Sanatan Goswami. I want to be with them. So he gave him to Sanatana Goswami and he came to Vrindavan with it. Can you believe this? And he came to Vrindavan, and after coming to Vrindavan, those who done Vrindavan Parikrama, we went, remember, we had a huge kirtan. Anybody remembers that? All of us together in front of Madan Mohanji, the first day. It was beautiful on the hill, top of the hill. There was a huge crowd. Who was there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, yeah.
Prabhuji.
I remember, yeah.
Great.
Yes.
And
It was wonderful kirtan that we all did.
after
Yeah.
that, after the first day was only heat. First day we enjoyed. Anyway, I also remember that was so ecstatic the first day. So then what happened was one person merchant. Anybody know the story of how the temple was built of Madan Mohanji? 1, 2, 3. Tell me. What happened to the merchant? So merchant was going to Mathura with Riya. You know the story? Tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the merchant was going through the sea and the ship got stuck. It contains
What
some
sea?
jewels.
River. There is a river there, Yamuna.
River, Yamuna Ji river. There was jewels in the river, in the boat. And the merchant thought if the boat sink, he will lose all the money. And if he stays there, someone will loot the. Then
And
a
it is
boy,
stuck.
small
It is
boy
stuck
came.
like dal, it is stuck, it can't move now. Yeah. Then
A small boy came and asked and told him that one saint is there, he will help, he can help you. So he said, okay, I'll take the help. Then he called the Rupa Goswami and then Sanatan Goswami. And so before Sanatan Goswami came, Krishna, the small boy, already pulled the boat at the shore. Then he made the deal that my Madan Gopal.
the story is little change from what we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Rain came. Rain came. He said, when he went to Sanatan Goswami, he requested, okay, little different reading now, that he requested Sanatan Goswami. Maybe this is another way it is explained, okay? But what I have read is, he went to Sanatan Goswami and he said, you asked this, Madan Mohanji. So he prayed to Madan Mohanji and there was rain and a lot of water came. Because of the water, the boat came out of the daldal. Then after that, he came back, he did his business in Mathura, made a lot of money and came back and told Sanatan Goswami, can I give you some wealth? He said, I don't need anything, I'm happy. And then he asked, he keeps disturbing me. I give him dry chapati every day, says, give me little makhan, namak. Sanatan Goswami, why only dry chapati? They're very sweet relation. So he keeps asking for butter, namak, do something for him. So he said, I'll build a temple. They said, okay, do that. So therefore the temple was built by that rich merchant. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. The Goswamis carried out the preaching work of the devotional service on the basis of analytical study of all the confidential Vedic scriptures. This was in compliance with the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who are reading Nectar of Devotion, we were stunned by the amount of quotations which are there for every instruction, those who have read. And one more book you read was Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion, 2 Goswami Granthas you read. Thus one can understand the most confidential service of Vrindavana. Some of the books compiled by Sri Sanatana Goswami were the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Brahad Bhagavatamrita, Dashama Tippani, and Dashama Charita. You have already given the names of the 4 books compiled by the Sanatana Goswami. Similarly, Rupa Goswami also compiled many books which no one can even count. More compilation by Rupa Goswami. Both of them were writing so much they wrote actually the Goswamis. They had to keep books on a bullock cart. Can you imagine? So can you write so much? And it was being taken to Mayapur and Jagannath Puri for the Vaishnavas to read. I shall therefore enumerate the chief books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami, describe the pastimes of Vrindavana in thousands of verses. The books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami include Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vigata Madhava, Ujjvala Nilamani, and Lalita Madhava. The Rupa Goswami also compiled Danakeli Kumidis, Tavali, Leela Chanda, Padyavali, Govinda, Virudhavali, Mathura Mahatmya, and Nataka Varnana. Who can count the rest of the book headed by Lagu Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Rupa Goswami? He has described the pastime of Vrindavan in all of them. The Acharya Prabhupada, Guru Bhaksandra Prabhupada gives a list of varieties of books you can read given by and there. What are the main topics covered in the purport you can read? Sri Rupa Goswami's nephew, Sri Jiva Goswami, has compiled so many books of devotional, there is no counting. Jiva Goswami was also a great author. In Bhagavata Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami has conclusively written about the ultimate end of devotional service. Shat Sandarbha it is also called. The most famous and formidable transcendental literary work is a book called Gopala Champu. In this work, the eternal passion of Lord are established and the transcendental mellows enjoyed of Vrindavan are completely established. So you all feel attracted to read these books, but my request is 6 times first read Prabhupada books. After that, you know, take care. Thus, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and the nephew Sri Jiv Goswami, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books on devotional service. The first year after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, all the devotees headed by Sri Advaita Prabhu went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. After attending the Rath Yatra ceremony at Jagannath Puri, all the devotees remained there for 4 months, greatly enjoying the company of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by performing kirtana, chanting and dancing. So they used to come for Jagannath Rath Yatra and stay for 4 Chaturmasa months. At the time of departure, the Lord requested all the devotees, please come here every year to see the Rath Yatra festival, Lord Jagannatha journey to Gundicha temple. So this was what you read was the associates of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Advaita, very close to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every year they used to come and stay. Can you imagine today, to take 4 months of leave, will you get? Will you get? You will not get, isn't it? You will not get. But it's an agrarian society, yes. Between one crop, another crop, you have 4 months of leave. So it is so peaceful to live in agrarian society. And imagine in the office and all, who is going to give you leave? Following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year and to see Gundicha temple, Gundicha festival at Jagannath Puri, and then return home after 4 months. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place and the situation became so intense, the Lord and the devotees could not be happy without meeting one another. In the attitude, the last 12 years was simply devoted to relishing the pastimes of the Krishna in separation within the heart of the Lord. Okay, so the intense separation when Lord Chaitanya came was exhibited more and more, particularly in the last 12 years. Attitude of the separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared mad both day and night. Last 12 years are like total transcendental madness. Sometimes he laughed, sometimes he cried, sometimes he danced, sometimes he chanted in great sorrow because he's having an intense separation from the Lord. Because of meditation of the Lord, it is the highest ecstasy. But we can't understand this, so let us just appreciate. Like somebody who hits your head with a hammer, that is how the separation painful is. But because the meditation is on Krishna, there is immense spiritual ecstasy. And it is considered higher than even pleasure in meeting the Lord. So we can just theoretically talk about it. But logically, we can understand just like sometimes somebody is with you, you don't understand his value, but suppose he goes somewhere else or God forbid he dies, then we feel his absence more. At those times, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit Lord Jagannatha, then the feeling exactly corresponded to those of the gopis when they saw Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister to visit. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance before the cart, during the festival, he always sang the following 2 lines. Now, this is very, very intense. I have gotten the Lord of my life for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. Prabhupada explained this. This is not lusty desires. This is just spoken like that in humility. The gopis, you see, when he used the word Madana Dahane, he means out of pure love of Krishna. Never by mistake also think gopis had any lusty desire. They were in most advanced pure love. Love and lust is different. But burning is separation from Krishna, you can say it now. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing the song, Saitapana, especially during the later part of the day, and you'd sing, let me take Krishna, go back to Vrindavana. This ecstasy is always filling his heart. Because why? Because what happened once, in that ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited one verse when dancing in front of Lord Jagannatha, almost no one could understand the meaning. Now, once what happened, Krishna, during some eclipse or situation was at Kurukshetra. And the residents of Vrindavan also were invited. They also went there. and they saw Krishna after long, long years. So Nand Maharaj, Yashoda saw Krishna. They were so happy. And it's very touching, their happiness in meeting Krishna. And then Krishna met the cowherd boys. They were so happy, the playmates, childhood playmates. And then Krishna met the gopis. And when he was talking to gopis, they said this thing, what you're reading. The very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. They are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is here. The same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to the place on the bank of Reva with the Vetasi tree that is my desire. So he is asking intense separation. The gopis want Krishna to come back to Vrindavan because he is with palm, or with army, with weapons. They worship Krishna in another way, with the flute in a hand, not bow in a hand, not with gada in a hand. For them, Krishna is the sweet, that boy with flute in a hand. So they want him to come back to Vrindavan in that mood. They're not happy in the, therefore the Jagannatha Rath Yatra, that's the meaning. The gopis are pulling Krishna to come from Jagannatha, that is, the main temple is like, Dwarka. And Gundicha is like Vrindavan. Krishna come to Vrindavan. That's the way we pull. And devotees don't pull the ulta because they don't want to take Krishna from Vrindavan to back to Dwarka. Okay? You can understand how the move. This verse appears to be hankering between some ordinary boy and girl, but actually a deep meaning was known only to Sarup Damodar. By chance, when Rupa Goswami was also present there. All the meaning of the verse was known only to Sarup Damodar. What it signifies, the Rupa Goswami, after hearing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately composed another verse that described the meaning of the original verse. After composing this verse, Rupa Goswami wrote it on a palm leaf and put it on the roof of the thatched house in which he was living. Thatched house. You need good consciousness. You don't need big bungalows to be happy. After composing this verse and putting on the roof of his house, Sri Rupa Goswami went to bathe in the sea. In the meantime, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his hut to meet him. To avoid turmoil, these three people, Jagannath Puri, if you have gone, those who came, how they were not allowing our Russian devotees to enter, correct? They were like animals shooing them away. Somehow that practice we don't disturb. It is a traditional practice of a temple. To avoid turmoil, this Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami, and Shri Sanatana Goswami did not enter the temple. They didn't want to disturb. Okay, leave it. Every day, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's not the highest, but devotees are humble and they don't cause turmoil. Take it fine. Every day, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to see the Upala Bhoga ceremony at the temple of Jagannath. Of seeing this, he used to visit these three great personalities on his way to his own residence. One of the days, one of these three was not present, he would meet the other. If one was not present, he would meet the others, and that was the regular practice. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the residence, Sri Rupa Goswami accidentally saw the palm leaf on the roof, and thus he read the verse composed by him. After reading the verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into an ecstatic mood. While he was in that state, Rupa Goswami came and immediately fell down on the floor like a rod. Dandavat. When Rupa Goswami fell down like a rod, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and gave him a slap. Yeah. And taking on his lap, he began to speak to him. No one knows the purport of this my verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, how you could understand my intention? Because it's the most confidential reason for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed various benediction upon Rupa Goswami, and taking this verse, he later showed it to Sarup Damodar. Now, having shown the verse Sarup Damodar, the great wonder, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him how Rupa Goswami could understand the intention of his mind. Sarup Damodar Goswami replied to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if Rupa Goswami can understand your mind and intention, he must have your Lord's special benediction. So you are so fortunate to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord said, I was so pleased with Rupa Goswami that I embraced him, bestowed him in all necessary potencies for preaching the bhakti cult. I accept Rupa Goswami quite fit to understand the confidential mellow of the devotional service, and I recommend that you explain devotional service to him further. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling Sarup Damodar. I shall describe all these incidents. Who is Sarup Damodara and Rupa Goswami? Okay, our people, can you tell? Who is Sarup Damodar?
Roop Manjari,
Sarup Damodar.
Acha Surup Damodar.
Yes.
Lalita Sakhi.
Lalita.
Rupa Goswami.
Vishakha Sakhi, Prabhuji.
Rupa Goswami.
Ramanandra.
Sarup Damodar is
Swarup
Lalita Sakhi.
Damodar is Vishakha Goswami.
Vishaka Sakhi.
Vishakha Sakhi.
These are the, like you have seen Mayapur, those who came, Radha Krishna around 8. Among the first, Lalita Vishaka are the principal first two Sakhis of Radharani. Okay. So describing all the incidents. So imagine what hype of a team is there. And I should describe all the incidents elaborate later on. Now I have only given a brief reference. This is the verse, and we'll end today with this. Priya so ayam Krishna sahachari kuru kshetra militas tataham sa radha tad idam uvayo sangam sukham tatapi antaha khelam madhura murali panchama jushe mano me kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihiyati. This verse is spoken by Srimati Radharani. My dear friend, now I met the very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but still I would like to go to the banks of Yamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibrational flute, sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. So you got that meaning? So Rupa Goswami understood what was the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, imitating on the mood of Radharani. So when he heard that, Chaitanya was surprised how he knows my mind. Okay, nice. So today we close at this 76th. Okay, this is a very huge chapter, so maybe we'll take 2 sessions. And tomorrow we can try to finish. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Krishna Prabhuji,
Dandavat
thank you.
pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you.
Dandavat pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for a
Hare
wonderful
Krishna
session.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
What is the meaning of Gundicha?
Shubham
Gundicha.
Shubham
What is the meaning of Gundicha?
Please repeat what.
See,
Meaning of Gundicha.
Gundicha is actually represent Vrindavan.
Wrote.
Jagannath
अभी
temple.
बहुत सारे लोगों का नहीं हुआ.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Just wait. So Gundicha represents Vrindavan. Okay? And Jagannath temple represents Dwarka. So Krishna, the devotees are requesting Krishna to come to Vrindavan. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Shubham Patil.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Prabhuji, can you please repeat that what Rupa Goswami wrote, whatever there in Chaitanya Prabhu's mind? Can you please repeat that one?
Yeah, Anna. This verse was spoken by Srimad. My dear friend, now I met my very old and dear friend Krishna. So when Krishna, Radharani sees Krishna in Kurukshetra, she wants him to come to Vrindavan. She's not happy to see Krishna with so much, weapons and army, and with all the jewelry, crown. She wants him with that, simple cloth and a flute in Vrindavan. So that is the mood. Correct? The opulence.
Yes.
Radharani never considered Krishna opulent and powerful. And it spoils her meditation on Krishna. Therefore, he doesn't like that. Come to Vrindavan. Okay? And now we are meeting together. Very pleasant, but I still like to go to the bank of Yamuna beneath the tree of the forest there. I want to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note in the forest of Vrindavan. Okay? It's clear now? Yes, Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a
Yeah, Hare-
question. That it is advised that in the age of Kali, like women are so all like from the Vedic times to now, women are supposed to live under the protection of either in the like mother, father, or like husbands and but now in the age of Kali, even though people who women who want to practice devotion, and if they don't have like any like shelter, like a husband, neither they have a husband or a father, then how can they practice like devotion? Is it still advisable to practice alone and everything?
Now, where is the protection? That a woman, anybody will pick up and go. Correct. You need protection. That was that. This is logical, no? This is common sense, no? Protection. Girl, father protects and husband protects, isn't it? It happened in Syria. What did they do? They killed the husband and picked a wife and walked away, no? It happened, didn't it? Did for 5,000 girls like this. Oh, horrible. But they showed the principle or not. A woman physically cannot protect herself, no? She needs somebody. True? So why not it be father, husband, or we have to make a special arrangement. Just like in Christianity, they have nuns, they have special arrangement. They have a protection, they have a place, they have an elder nun taking care. True?
True. So it's the same if someone wants to dedicate, if a woman wants to dedicate her life and in devotion, but she doesn't have any protection, how will they do that? How can a woman,
This is an extraordinary situation, no? Not a normal situation, an extraordinary situation. Okay? In India, practically, but temples have not gone into opening brahmacharini ashram. In America, we did. The rest of the world, we have done. In India, no temples have come forward because of the social backlash. People think brahmachari log to ladkiyon ko rakhe hue, na? People will speak like that. So social, because we cannot go against the wind.
Yes.
Nobody has taken a spiritual risk of that. It will create a bad popularity. So they avoid it till now. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Chalo, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful session. Hare Krishna.
I wanted to ask why do devotees suffer? Why do devotees meet with accidents? They get stroke. Some happenings usually happens to them. So why?
To see, not only devotees, anybody, there's a situation is that difficult there always, but devotee understands that everybody suffers. Devotee also dies. Devotee also accidents. The devotee understands that Krishna is in control. That's the only difference. And he understands this. This is like for my reformation. Correct? Just like as we are mother. So don't you sometimes scold your child? My dear child, you should not do like this. What have you done today? You do that. Lalet bahavo dosha, tadet bahavo guna. You simply keep encouraging, many people get spoiled. So sometimes you have to tell, this is no also, correct? So you say that similarly, Krishna also gives some time encouragement, you're honored, you're very comfortable. Sometimes there is pain. But there is all devotee understand is for reforming me so that I can join Krishna Leela. Okay? See, your plan is different. You want to be comfortable in this world, live with a good life, with great love, affection. Krishna's plan is to take you to the spiritual world. Because these two plans are different, therefore we don't understand. If you make, my plan is to go back to the spiritual world, you'll find everything is harmonious. You'll not find it contradictory. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, why do good people suffer? Why do, like, it is always
tomorrow we can talk. We discuss on Chaitanya Charitamrita. No, these are all ABCDs. You should discuss with your teacher. Now you have come to Chaitanya Charitamrita. These all are a karma kanda from Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam. Thank you so much.